All right, guys, this is today's project, or it's gonna attempt to be a project. Here's kind of where I'm at with this. So I'm back on this farm job, and we're at the very back end of the property, and the owner wants to clear this out, brush cut it first, and then he's got a guy with a dozer that's gonna come through here and kind of doze all the mat and the little stumps and stuff out of this for a food plot. But instead of trying to clear all this, I mean, you would have a massive pile of stuff if you came in here and tried to clear this and burn it. The piles would be massive. And we're starting to get into our hot and dry season here, so burning is not the best thing you really want to do at the time being. So I came in here and got this job started, and I was using the other brush cutter, the XCT, and I was using that because that was what was on the machine. And there's some bigger pine trees. He wants to leave the bigger trees anyway, and he also wants to leave anything that's not basically a pine. Like these are some red maples here he wants to save. There's some hollies in here, like that red maple. We want to try to save the nice hardwoods that are in here because there's not a lot of them. There's some other big red maples there. So hopefully these little ones will eventually turn into nice trees. And there's a holly back there, some hollies back there I'm saving. The XCT is great, but it's great for if you were just coming here and trying to take out pine trees like that size, like boom, you could just take that down, grind it up, boom, boom, and take out trees like that. But when you're trying to take down like something like that and then deal with all this underbrush and stuff underneath it, that thing, my machine at 33 gallons a minute, 85 horsepower, and that thing just not spinning as fast as that one does, was just not able to keep the head speed to grind that and keep going through all this stringier underbrush underneath. So this was about this in here, and then I made 2 passes down the front, and I'll show you kind of guys how far we're going down here. Walk out here. So I kind of made 2 passes through here, trying to save some of this stuff here, going around it a little bit, but so it's not like a complete straight line. So that's about how far we're going down. So there's a good chunk of dirt here that we're trying to clear. And one thing I've understood doing this for the last several years is I understand the limitations of my equipment. So I got about 3 hours into this, and I called the owner and I was like, listen, I don't know efficiency wise, because I'm charging by the hour, if this is the best thing to do, because I want to be fair to my clients, and I always want to do basically what's best for them. And sometimes I actually have to turn down jobs because I just don't have the equipment to do it. And you would say, well, a skid steer with a mulcher would be better in here. Yes, it would. But every piece of equipment has its limitations. Even a skid steer with a mulcher has its limitations compared to like a tracked or wheel dedicated machine running 200 or 300 horsepower. So everything has its limitations, even this. And I've come to understand that very well. So I said, let me bring the other head out here and let me just see if it's a little more productive in this. And I'll know within about 2 or 3 hours what kind of production we're getting, because I've had enough experience now cutting brush to know kind of what my production rate should be. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. I'm going to run this thing for about 2 or 3 hours. I have to leave early today anyway to go to Atlanta. So I'm going to just kind of do 2 or 3 hours worth of work, and then we're going to reassess from there. We might end up renting a mulcher to clear the rest of this. So there's a local place, the local Bobcat dealer here rents mulchers. So that's what we may end up doing. But I'm going to give this a go for a bit, and while I'm doing it, we'll do some GoProing. So, but the MTL, the XCT, when I was actually getting this stuff down and getting it ground up, it actually through there was leaving a pretty good finish. I wasn't able to kind of get some of this down as good as I'd like because the ground's kind of all over the place here. But through there where it was flat, I actually got a nice good finish in there. There's some little stuff laying on the ground I need to chew up as well. But my main thing, I'm just going to start down on this end. That's how we're going to do this. I'm going to start down there on that end, and I'm just going to start making passes going this way. And the reason why I'm not going to turn around and go back the other way is because the hoses, I want to keep the hoses on the clear side so they don't snag anything on the brushy side and get ripped or torn or spring a leak or anything like that. So that's kind of the way I'm going to do it. I'll come down, I'll make a pass, and then go down and circle around and kind of work my way that way. And that way I kind of reduce the risk of snagging a hose or anything like that. And I don't think that's going to kill my production too much by just going down, you know, not making a cut on the way back. I don't think that's going to really kill my production that bad. It's a short little run there. If I had to go half a mile, that might be different, but for this, it's not bad. So let's hop in the machine and get rocking and rolling. All right, well, a couple things. I've been running here for a little over an hour, and I have made really good progress. Oh wow, look, there's some wire. That's not good. I've made really good progress in here in about an hour-ish, hour 15 minutes, something like that. So really happy with the progress. That cutter is doing a lot better in this material. I was just bulldozing this stuff down, and it's going down pretty quick. A couple little things in here that probably gonna have to be cleaned up a little bit as far as some of this stuff being mulched down, but I'm just trying to get this stuff down and get it cleared. Really the big thing with me as far as time and production in here is me trying to go around some of the stuff, especially here in the front, working my way around some of the stuff I was trying to save. That's the big thing in here, because we're not just trying to have scorched earth through here. We want some vegetation. It's good for the ground, it's good for the wildlife. You know, it helps with erosion in here, and the ground is like super dry. We haven't had any rain in like 2 weeks, and then this stuff is like powder dry. It's like chalk. I mean, look at that. It's just dust everywhere. So it would be nice if we could get a, you know, half-inch of rain in here to kind of keep the dust down, and it would help mulch everything up a little bit. So I'm really happy with the production. I think we can get this done no problem with this head. And but the problem here is my machine has thrown an ECU code, which is like the electronic control unit code, and it threw that code about 2 months ago on me. And I called John Deere about it, and it was like it's like an intermittent relay issue, and I restarted the machine. I cleared the code, restarted it, and it's been fine ever since. And then it did it to me again just now. I restarted again, and I didn't get 5 minutes out of it before what it goes into limp mode, kind of like the Kubota's does. It just kind of idles everything down and just kind of says, hey, something's going on here. But it didn't shut off, but it won't let me run it, you know, more than about 5 minutes before it detects that relay issue, and then it goes into limp mode. So this thing's gonna have to go to the John Deere dealership. But I called the owner, told him, hey, I don't think we're gonna need to rent a mulcher in here. I'm making really good progress through here right now, just getting this stuff down. And if we have to come back and kind of mulch some more of it down a little bit, that's fine. But like I said, they're gonna come through here with a dozer and rake all this stuff out anyway to put a food plot in. So if there's a little bit of stuff left in here, I don't think that's gonna be the end of the world. We're just trying to get it cleared and get it down so we know what we have in here. So I don't have time to take that thing today, but I'm gonna come back early first thing Monday morning. We'll snatch it up, run it back to Ainer, to the local Flint dealer, and I'm gonna go ahead and call the mechanics right now and let them know what's going on with it. But that's just kind of how it goes when you're dealing with this equipment. It's seems like it's almost something every day, but that's the life. Just have to deal with it. So unluckily it's an electronic issue. It's not anything I can just go grab a part and fix. They're gonna have to diagnose it, you know, hook the computer up to it or whatever they do. So all right, but I'm really happy with the progress, and the owner will be out here this weekend. He's gonna take a look at everything, and he seems to be pretty happy with where we're at right now as well. So that's gonna be it for me today, and I will check you guys next week when we come back out here and get started again.